Today, we're going to be looking at a rugged, tough power bank from Luxtude. It's supposed to be waterproof and shockproof and dustproof, just generally a good adventure power bank. Okay, welcome back to Honest Reviews. I'm Rob, and we have another power bank review today. And what's special about this power bank, like I already mentioned, it's kind of a rugged, tough power bank. When I was kind of researching power banks and I came across this one, I was pretty intrigued by it. First of all, it's a Red Dot Design Award winner. The design of it kind of stands out. It looks really cool. I've reviewed Luxtude power banks in the past and I've been really impressed with them. So I reached out to Luxtude to see if they would be kind enough to send me a unit review, and they said that they would. So just a disclaimer that they have sent this to me, but I haven't been compensated by them or anything like that. Okay, so what makes this power bank special is that it is a rugged power bank. So it is supposed to be, it's supposed to be waterproof and shockproof and dustproof. And it has this flashlight that has multiple levels, and it can also do an SOS type thing. And the ports here are kind of sealed with this little flip cover thing. So that's kind of what makes it a rugged power bank. Okay, I'm just going to kind of get into the specs of this a little bit. The capacity of this is it's a 20,000 milliamp hour power bank. Now this power bank has a list price of $45.99, but I have seen, it seems like the sale price is dropping, and you can get it now as low as $29.99. It's also available in this pretty cool orange color. So it has two USB-A ports and a micro USB port, and then a USB-C port. But the USB-C port does not support power delivery, and I believe I was only able to get, it's rated for 12 watts. But when I was actually recharging the power bank through it, I was only able to get about 7.5 watts recharging. So this, because it's 20,000 milliamp hours, it took a long time to recharge through USB-C. I would say, I think it's actually stated as about 5 to 7 hours, and that seemed about right. So that takes quite a while to recharge. Now it is stated as being IP65 water resistant. Now what that means is that it is supposed to be dustproof, and it is supposed to be able to withstand jets of water from any direction. Now that isn't really in line with the description, because it says that it's waterproof. And in order for something to be waterproof, submersible waterproof, it needs to be IP 67. The 7 is the submersible, or 8, which is you can actually use it underwater. It's really submersible. So this is just supposed to be jets of water from any direction. I didn't test kind of putting it underwater. I think that just based on the gasket here, it's quite a serious gasket, it would be fine. The thing is though, that as soon as you are using this power bank, or really any power bank, to charge your device, I think you kind of lose, your waterproofing ability there. So it's good, I guess, if you maybe have it in a backpack and you splash some water on it, or you're using it outside and it gets a little bit wet, it gets splashed. That's totally okay. But when you're actually using it, I don't think that that IP65 rating is going to be super helpful. And then in terms of a shock rating, the top half of this is covered. It kind of feels like a rubbery type material, but the bottom half is I believe it's aluminum. And I think that if you dropped it, it probably wouldn't be great. Maybe I'll test it right now just to see. I'm gonna drop it. I don't want to drop it right on my wooden table here, but I'll drop it on this this clipboard just to see. This is about a foot. So, and so that was just one drop from about a foot, and it kind of you can kind of see that there's something going on here now. So it feels maybe a plastic, a metal looking but plastic thing has kind of bent a little bit. So I'm a little unsure of what the shockproofness of this is. It doesn't say in the description how shockproof this is. I'm going to drop it one more time, but I'll drop it from on the rubber side. So this is, again, I don't know, maybe this is about 1.5 feet. And that one, it seemed to like sustain that a little bit better. When I press the button, it still like lights up. Like I'm pretty sure I'll connect it to something here in a second just to see that still works. And like, does the light still work? The light still works too. So, you know, it's kind of durable. This part is like coming off. I just pulled a little piece off. Okay, just testing this to make sure that it still works after like dropping it. And so just gonna plug it in. And yeah, it does still like charge. So the shockproofness of this, I'm a little uncertain. You know, it's probably a little bit better than like another like power bank that isn't like designed for that. But I think it's you could maybe look at this as being a little bit more durable, not necessarily like completely waterproof or completely shockproof. Okay, I did test this power bank for the capacity, and the tested capacity is 80.1% of the stated actual capacity. And I have a separate video that kind of goes over why, you know, the tested capacity isn't exactly the stated capacity. So I'll link to that below. But that percentage, 80%, that's kind of in line with like the other Luxtude power bank that I tested, which was also about 80%. And that feels like a little bit conservative. Like I think, you know, it could maybe be a little bit higher, but Luxtude may be like provisioning their battery so that it lasts longer. So that could be a good thing. I do think that like 80% is not bad, and make sure to check out that link to the other video where I kind of go over why tested capacity isn't like a huge deal. Okay, I want to compare this power bank to a couple other power banks. The first one is this one from Luxtude. So this other one from Luxtude. So this one is 26,800 milliamp hours. This one's 20,000 milliamp hours. This one does USB-C power delivery, 45 watt output. This one does USB-C, but no power delivery, and I think it's only about 12 watt output. This one comes with a 60 watt fast charger that will recharge the whole power bank in 2.5 hours, really fast. This one does not come with a USB-C charger or any charger. It does come with like a braided micro USB cord, so that's kind of nice. This one goes for $29.99. This one goes for $80. You know, and they actually kind of weigh a similar amount. This one weighs 422 grams. This one weighs 552 grams, which I don't know. I guess that's different. They kind of feel quite similar when I'm just like doing this like rough test like this. So this one does feel kind of heavy for its size. You get a lot more features for this, but it's also like over twice the price. Still, if you're looking for something with USB-C with power delivery, and that also comes with a charger, a really fast wall charger, this one's actually really great value. Though I should mention that this one is also not like, you know, as rugged as this one, but it has taken a fall and it is dented a little bit. So I don't know. Now, another power bank that I want to compare this to is this is a car battery booster, and so you can see this is the like booster part right here, and you just open this up. There's a connector, and you plug it in, and you can actually boost your car with this one. I got it this year because I've had to use like a big lead battery booster almost like every year in the winter for one reason or another. And I thought that this might be useful this year. So I got it, and I do keep it in my car. It actually also has a flashlight. I don't know how to turn the flashlight on, but it has a flashlight on there. It has USB-C as well. It has USB-A, a single USB-A port, and it has micro USB. And so this is kind of like a good battery booster that you could leave in your car that, you know, if you needed to boost your car with it, you could. If you needed to like quickly charge your phone, you could do that. The flashlight is good for like emergency purposes. This cost about $50 from Costco. It actually also has wireless charging, so you can just put your, I think I have to double click, put this on here, and it will like do wireless charging as well. So like kind of a lot of features that are packed into this, and you know, only $50. I'm bringing this up because I think that like it compares to this one in terms of like, well, this one might be something that you would consider leaving in your car, but this one actually might be a better choice, or something like this might be a better choice if you're going to leave in your car, especially with the like ability to like boost your car. Now, a downside on this one is that it only has a capacity of 8,000 milliamp hours. So you're not going to get nearly as much capacity out of this. It's really kind of more of an emergency one. Whereas this one, you actually could use to charge your phone probably a few times at least. Okay, so kind of just some final thoughts on this power bank. I still like, one of the things that I really like about this power bank is the design of it. I like the flashlight's pretty cool. It just looks great. In terms of its like functionality, like being, even if it's not completely waterproof and even if it's not like totally shockproof, I like that it probably is more durable than like the average power bank. And so it is still kind of like maybe a good option to take with you if you're gonna like go camping or something like that. The capacity is pretty decent, like 20,000 milliamp hours. The fact that it does have USB-C, even if it's not power delivery, and it does have USB-A, like, you're going to be able to take this probably camping with you, charge whatever you need to charge. And the flashlight is like kind of a nice emergency feature. It would be nice if it did have like a bit more of like waterproofing, like certification, like IP67 or 68, so that you knew that like you could completely submerge it. The Shockproof, I mean, you saw me test it. I'm not totally sure like how much you would be able to like drop it without it getting damaged, but it does seem a little bit more durable. What I actually see this being kind of really useful for would maybe be for like a power bank that might be useful for charging like your kids' devices that your kids would use, something that would be a little bit more durable than like a typical power bank. That this might be a good option for them. Okay, now I know that I've been talking about like that I hadn't tested this with water, and I've also said that it's only supposed to be good for like, jets of water. So this isn't totally a fair like test. It did say that it was waterproof in the description, and just based on like, the design, I'm pretty sure it's going to be able to handle being put in water. So it's not recommended. If this doesn't work, then I've broken this thing and it's my fault because it's said that it was IP67, but whatever. I'm going to try it. I think that it's going to be fine. So I'm just going to put it in there. And, I didn't think about how if this isn't waterproof, then I'm putting my hand into a thing that is electrified, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay. This is only in like an inch of water, but I'm pretty sure that this is as submerged as it's going to be. So I'm going to take it out. I did have the light gasket closed. This was after I dropped it though, so I don't know if water maybe would be getting in by the bottom. Just dry it off and just move this over. Okay, I'm going to just open this thing up. Okay, there was no water in there, and just plug this in here. The battery is still turning on there, and it's still charging. So, this gasket seems pretty serious, and it seems like it does a pretty good job of keeping water out. So I do think, at least, lightly submerging things, this works out pretty well. And it's not something you could really do with, a power bank like this, because there is no gasket there. So, at least that like this is, there's a reasonable level of waterproofing. The IP65 rating is probably like really conservative, but it can handle water. Okay, so that was kind of a unique power bank. Usually we've been looking at like largest capacities or smallest or, best USB-C or something like that. But, there's a variety of different situations where people need external battery packs. And so this is a well-designed looking power bank that I think is going to help people in some of those specific situations, maybe kids, maybe like some camping, that kind of thing. Let me know if you're interested in seeing different power bank reviews, like with like solar panels or really large power banks or that kind of thing. And maybe that's something that we'll review later on in this channel. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for future videos, because we kind of do a lot of power bank stuff like this, and we're also reviewing a ton of other awesome, cool gadgets and backpacks and stuff like that. All right, thanks very much, and have a great day.